Welcome to the Stateless Standard, where we torch the illusions of power and expose the chains of the state. Today, we're diving into the murky depths of one of the world's most pervasive digital overlords, Facebook. What if I told you that the platform you use to share cat videos and argue with strangers was born not from some dorm room genius, but from the shadowy halls of military surveillance? Buckle up, because the truth about Facebook isn't just a story. It's a warning about how the powerful ensnare the stateless masses in their web of control. Back in the chaotic aftermath of September 11, 2001, the U.S. government didn't waste a crisis. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, the mad scientists of the military-industrial complex, teamed up with the intelligence community to cook up something straight out of Orwell's worst dreams. They called it Total Information Awareness, or TIA. The goal? An all-seeing surveillance machine that would spy on every American to prevent terrorism, bioterrorism, or even a pesky flu outbreak. Because nothing says freedom like cataloging every aspect of your life. The mastermind behind this panopticon was John Poindexter, Reagan's national security advisor, infamous for the Iran-Contra scandal, convicted of 5 felonies, no less, though those were later overturned on technicalities because justice is blind only to the elite. Poindexter and his cronies had already dabbled in dystopia with the main core database, a secret list of potential troublemakers, dissidents, tax evaders, protesters. Anyone the state deemed unfriendly could end up on it, ripe for roundup in a national crisis. And TIA? It was Poindexter's magnum opus, data mining every public and private act of every American. As New York Times columnist William Safire cynically put it, Poindexter was realizing his 20-year dream of snooping on us all. Of course, when TIA leaked in 2003, the public wasn't thrilled. The ACLU warned it would kill privacy in America, and mainstream media called it terrorizing U.S. citizens. DARPA, ever the PR wizards, renamed it Terrorist Information Awareness to sound less like Big Brother and more like a targeted tool. But the damage was done. Congress defunded it, or so they claimed. In reality, TIA's tentacles slithered into classified programs, privatized ventures, and even resurfaced during the COVID-19 hysteria. Because the state never lets a good surveillance tool die, it just rebrands it. Enter another DARPA gem, LifeLog, helmed by Douglas Gage, a buddy of Poindexter's. This wasn't just spying, it was building a database of your entire existence. Relationships, communications, media habits, purchases, everything. LifeLog would turn that mess into discrete episodes mapping your routines, habits, and connections. Equipped with GPS trackers, audio-visual sensors, and even biomedical monitors, it would record where you went, what you saw, said, and how you felt. Officially, it was for digital assistance and near-perfect memory, with users in complete control. Ha! We've heard that lie before from Silicon Valley titans who promise privacy while selling your soul to advertisers and spooks. Critics saw through the facade. LifeLog could profile dissidents and terrorists alike, adding physical and media data to TIA's transactional trove. Lee Tien from the Electronic Frontier Foundation called it a path to homeland security deployments. Even DARPA admitted it could infer your patterns for exploitation, mass surveillance in sheep's clothing. And let's not forget the real prize, humanizing AI. DARPA's 2002 strategy was to flood machines with data for technological singularity. LifeLog fed into projects like the Cognitive Computing Initiative, creating AI assistants that think like humans by devouring our lives. Researchers like Howard Schroeb at MIT's AI lab, tied to DARPA and later intelligence projects, were all in. The lab's connections to Thinking Machines, a DARPA contractor, and figures like Jeffrey Epstein, who funded transhumanist dreams, paint a picture of elite networks blending tech, surveillance, and power. But public outrage killed LifeLog on February 4, 2004. Or did it? Gage later admitted the cancellation was collateral from TIA's backlash. Critics like Tien predicted it'd continue under another name, funded quietly. And wouldn't you know it, on that very day, a little site called Facebook launched. Coincidence? In the world of statists and their cronies, there are no coincidences. While TIA's remnants went private, hello Peter Thiel's Palantir, born in 2003 and backed by CIA's In-Q-Tel, Facebook rose like a phoenix from LifeLog's ashes. Thiel, a neoconservative darling and Iraq War architect pal Richard Pearl's buddy, met Poindexter right after Palantir's founding. They picked his brain on surveillance because Palantir was TIA reincarnated. In-Q-Tel pumped $2 million into it, granting access to CIA analysts. Palantir's engineers tweaked software at Langley, building tools for mass surveillance, predictive policing, and even wastewater spying during COVID, another biosurveillance revival. Thiel didn't stop there. In June 2004, Sean Parker, Napster co-founder and CIA recruit at 16, joined Facebook, linking it to Thiel's $500,000 investment. Parker stayed tight with Thiel, joining his founders fund. Thiel's ties to Facebook co-founders like Dustin Moskovitz extended to investments in Asana. And Palantir? It slurps Facebook data for its surveillance engine, aiding police, military, and intel. Remember Cambridge Analytica? Palantir was knee-deep in using Facebook data for Trump's 2016 campaign. Now is Facebook a direct DARPA front? Maybe not from day one, but it fit the bill perfectly. Thiel invested in other early social media like Friendster, hedging his bets. Gage himself said in 2015 that Facebook is the real face of pseudo-LifeLog. We've handed over detailed personal info to advertisers and brokers without the outrage LifeLog sparked because it's private enterprise. But as Edward Snowden warned in 2019, Facebook's internal purpose is surveillance, just like the NSA's. Whether they admit it or not, these platforms are extensions of the national security state, sharing data freely while pretending to be neutral. Fast forward to today, Facebook data fuels the war on domestic terror. Take Daniel Baker, arrested in 2021 for a Facebook post about counter-protesting Trump supporters. It's pre-crime in action, normalized under Trump and Biden alike. Budgets balloon for managing domestic terrorism caseloads, code for spying on you. Palantir's predictive policing, born from TIA, now targets Americans based on social media. And Facebook? It's the data fire hose, voluntarily fed by billions. In this anarcho-capitalist lens, it's clear, the state doesn't need direct control when crony capitalists like Thiel build the tools. True markets would reject such surveillance, but this is statism in disguise, powerful elites versus the people. Facebook isn't a town square, it's a trap harvesting your life for AI gods and government goons. So what's the takeaway? Ditch the digital chains, seek decentralized alternatives, question every free service, and remember, in a stateless world, your data is yours, not fodder for the machine. Thanks for watching The Stateless Standard. If this lit a fire in you, like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay free.